Well, first of all, both President Macron and Chancellor Scholz want to know, as do I, more details. It is absolutely normal. This is in the end, our land, and these are our people and not some so generalized. Yes, although everyone feels sorry. Honestly, yes, and this is the first thing regarding the accusations of the Russians. Look, he just takes Putin as a sensitive topic and, well, you know, such a very opportunistic history, and raises the topic of mobilization behind what is behind this hiding, behind mobilization, behind intelligence and weapons, hiding behind the weakening of the Ukrainian army. That is the question. It is not about mobilization. The question is so that the quantitative composition of the Ukrainian army is reduced by certain measures, that is. He had this ultimatum at the beginning of the war. I believe that he did not change the concept but changed the content of the second star story about intelligence and weapons. He saw that the United States can take such steps, and that's why he raises himself exactly what he understands that can work. That is, it has already been, why not do it again? Weakening the Ukrainian army intelligence is weakening the protection of our system, PPO protection of our people, that is, his whole game. His whole game in order to maximum weaken us, maximum reduce, that's all, and the main first step for ceasefire is unconditional ceasefire. Unconditional, that is, it is immediately political will of the parties to end the war without unnecessary words, without eloquence, without intimidation. We have already seen the intimidation of the Russians, so simply serious people, even if they are enemies, they understand any de-escalation begins precisely with clear steps. Unconditional, and for this it is necessary that they be ready. I really hope that, I just don't know all the details again, I really hope that President Trump was able to put maximum pressure on Putin regarding the appropriate steps. Maybe they are consistent to me this. Putin will not let us do this with you first, and it is Putin after our agreements with the American side. Putin reacted to understand his bold steps. That is, he will not quickly give us. Then he will apply certain steps and obstacles, conditions. Let's call them. Yes, President Trump and American colleagues are now talking to the Russians and talked about a possible ceasefire regarding energy. Some infrastructure, yes, we need to know again, sorry for repeating this, we need to know more details. Well, the question of mechanisms and details, I think that those are the steps it can probably move forward. As for Putin's political will, yes, anxiety answers. You and the second history here just asked what we had. Here are the statistics from Jeddah. Jeddah was on March 11th, and in principle, if you want the end of the war and you don't want it to start again, and Putin is showing everything that he doesn't want. He's afraid that the Ukrainians will tear down, but there are hard statistics toast from March 11th if you don't want continuation of the war. Probably the numbers will be different, and the numbers are the following: cables 1342, missiles 7, Shaheeds 580, Lancets 44, other strikes 250. Not on the battlefield, we are talking about everything about civilian infrastructure. First of all, when we are talking about Shaheeds and missiles, etc. That is, this answer. Another clarification is actually, if we talk about peace on the water, it is not a secret that this was one of our greatest achievements that we actually secured. Land routes, but in the last months we see how Russia continued to shell our ports and our ships that transport grain and actually disrupt food security in the world. So will you put some emphasis on this and emphasize what is needed for this to really make the Black Sea safe? What we can do from our side can help us. For example, Partners Corridor works and will work with strikes on it. Unfortunately, what is happening is that it will work, Russia wants it or not, the corridor will work. And in another case, if we are talking about silence at sea, then let's see. Now what steps will be taken regarding silence from the point of view of energy security in the energy network and civil infrastructure. If we are talking about civil structure, then we need to understand what it is, because the ports, this is an important civil infrastructure. And if the ports are safe for us, in principle, the corridor is. Primarily, strikes on the ports are the main danger there. Well, you know, first of all, this is both the southern and Odessa, and so our ports, that is, let's see how it will be. I think that in the coming days we will have some movements forward. Let's see again.